I'm excited to introduce now to you our second lightning talk. So we are going to have Thadeu Luz, who is the co-founder and chief product officer of HandTalk, join us and share a little bit about what he and his organization have been up to. Fun fact about Thadeu is that HandTalk is a Brazilian startup. They're a social enterprise, and they actually were members of the first ever Launchpad global cohort in 2016. So they are repeat visitors to the Launchpad Accelerator program. Welcome.
Hello. I'm here today to talk about a little bit more about the company that I founded with my two friends and co-founders, Ronaldo and Carlos. And we founded the company back in 2012. And currently we are a happy team of 36 working from the sunny Maceió, which is a city in the coast of Brazil with very nice beaches and warm weather. And the reason we're all together is to try to remove as much as possible from the communication barrier that happens between people that use sign language and people that use written oral language in their countries. So there are, according to the World Health Association, there are over 460 million deaf people in the world. And interesting fact is that for many of them, it is really, really hard to learn the written language of their country. So 80% of deaf people worldwide are either illiterate or semi-illiterate. Learning the written language of the country when you don't have the benefit of hearing is considerably harder. So that's why we have products that do automatic sign language translation and is in production on many websites for companies in Brazil. But we are really proud of the mobile application that we have that anyone can download for free and use it to learn sign language so that they can have a conversation and talk to their daughters or sons or co-workers and friends. So there are many problems that come with this, being born deaf on a predominantly hearing world. But one that I think about the most is that 95% of deaf children, they're born from hearing families, like they have hearing parents. So for the vast majority of them, the deaf newborn child is the very first deaf person that the parents have ever met. And it's really important for them to have a good amount of communication when growing up. Because if children take too long to acquire their first language, more than 5 years, it can have consequences like on their cognitive development throughout the entire life. So learning sign language is also not easy. It's like learning a new language, but also in a different symbolic system. So parents can usually use all the help they can get. So let me tell you, this is why we get really excited with stories like the one we hear from Laura. And she has a 30-year-old deaf son. And one day she was at work. She works as a hairdresser in Brazil. So she saw on TV an interview with Ronaldo, my partner, and he was telling about the app and how you can use it for free. She downloaded it on her Android phone. On the way home, she learned a couple of signs, the ones that she wanted to learn. And when she got home, for the first time after 30 years, she was able to sit down with her son and say, "You are my son, you are welcome in my home. You can stay here for as long as you want, and I love you." So those kind of stories really resonate with us because it means that we are actually building something that is having an impact on people's lives. So the Google AI Impact Challenge has helped us like very much. And there are three main fronts where we like to, that we make lots of progress. So the very first one is that we were able to build a strong neural machine translation system, which is the third translation generation of our translation system. It works on TensorFlow, uses a like state-of-the-art technology architecture that's similar to what was implemented in Google Translate in 2016. Everyone saw huge improvements. But for us, one of the main things was that we were able to grow 2.8 times the amount of translations during 2019. To train a machine translation system, and it's important because sign languages are not like signed English. They are languages with their individual grammar, and they have their own structure. So you need like Google Translate level translation to do a good job. And for that, to train a machine translation system like this one, we need data, of course. So the second thing we did that we're really proud of was what we call Hand Talk Community, which is a crowdsourcing tool that many people from all over the world, since there are over 200 different sign languages in the world, it would be really hard to just generate all this data ourselves. So people all over the world can collaborate, providing video translations of their own local sign languages. Currently, we have dozens of people working on this, both in Brazil and the US. So thank you, Luciana. And we also built the tools to tag all this data, because it's really hard to find data, tag data on sign language. So we also built a tool that can make this data structured so that we can train a translation system. And the third area where we made lots of progress is like really something that we have been dreaming for quite some time, which is we looked a lot into motion capture in the past, but previous technologies were all like expensive and they needed special hardware like gloves or suits or like helmets with camera and you know what, a bunch of stuff. But we were able to build a capturing system, AI-based, using only regular webcams. And for now, we're using this to generate more accurate animations for a character. But in the future, what we really want is to create a sign recognition model so that we can use to translate from sign languages to oral languages using only the app, no special hardware required. And the reason why this is so important is, like Josi Matias mentioned in the beginning, that there were things that he thought that were impossible, but with time, it was clear that it really wasn't. It just needed the right tools and technology. And this is one of the things that I have said before, like this is impossible. We're never gonna be able to have two-way communication. And I know for a fact that it's completely doable now. And the reason why this is so interesting is because it really feels like we jumped off a cliff and we ended up developing wings on the way down, like Jeremy likes to say. And like the wings in this case, they're not only the technology or TensorFlow, which has been open sourced, or the beautiful Google Cloud platform where we can train stuff and have it working. But it's also like the Google AI program, Google AI Impact Challenge, because we're not sure how long it would take us to get there if it wasn't for a program like this. So I would really like to thank everyone involved, Jeremy, Bridget, Molly, Shuri, Hanako, and everyone else for being our wings And so that in the future, we can maybe have that same deaf person or that baby girl that is deaf, or Laura's son, he can say back to his mother that he loves her back on the mother's first language. And so, yeah, I think this is it. Thank you very much.